Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Maybe we should tell the viewers you and I have some history.
Yeah, we do.
Do you want to tell them our history?
I'm still your mom.
Can you also tell people why you're not smoking or what you did instead of smoking?
Oh, I didn't smoke because I have a bad chronic cough. So my dear son had to get me some mints.
And how many did you take?
6 or 7. He told me to take 7.
Let's start. Tell us what breakup you're going to tell us about.
Second husband. We're going to call him Dick. Are you going to mention that Dick's not your dad?
You can do it.
Okay. So there was a guy at folk dancing who I thought was cute. And I just always wanted to sit and talk to him. And I never got up the nerve. Well, then I finally did talk to him one day. He's really, really nice. And he was leaving to move back to Israel the next week. So I decided I was just gonna decide to be friends with somebody at folk dancing. And I picked somebody, I picked a man who was the least interesting person I could find. You know, I didn't think he was cute, he wasn't a good dancer, I never really noticed him before. He was trying to sell me some kind of stuff on a little cassette tape. So he says, well, this can make your life better. And I just reamed him. I said, what makes you think there's something wrong with my life? And, and my life is just fine as it is, so don't sell me any of this shit. Anyway, I took the tape home and listened to it.
Only Dick can make you happy.
That's when I became friends with Dick. He kicked over his other dance partner, and we just talk. I mean, we didn't talk all the time, and we didn't always talk long, just, hi, how are you? But sometimes we really talked, and I really like that.
And you were still married?
We were just dancing. It's folk dancing. It's like, you can show a clip there if you want, but it's not, a lot of it's not romantic at all. And then your dad and I split up. I mean, like, totally split up. That was Monday. My first date with Dick was Saturday. And he had 2 roommates. I had 2 kids, and I stayed overnight at his house.
How do you feel about your kids?
Just almost tolerant. There was only one person in the world, and that was him. We got married in Las Vegas.
After how long had you been dating?
8 months, something like that. And he is 12 and a half years younger than I am. I was 42 or 43. I said, if you want to have a kid, you better do it now, because I'm way older.
Were your kids invited to the wedding?
No.
Did you get married on your son's birthday?
Yeah, we did. It was my uncle's funeral too. But I had been to see my uncle like 2 days before when he was in the hospital. It was just really romantic. It was very romantic. He was also a dick. He would say something like, I'm gonna go skiing. If you wanna come, great. If you don't wanna come, fine. Really selfish, self-centered. There's a couple of times I remember when he wasn't, but that's basically.
Can you tell us one time when he wasn't?
He came to my daughter's bat mitzvah. I was great for quite a few years. And then I don't know what happened. He used to go to Israel like once or twice during the year, see his family, bring them electronics, things like that. And I don't know what happened and who he met. And he would stay up really late on the computer. And, if he's typing to Israel, that's fine with me. But he'd come to bed like at 3 o'clock and in the morning and wasn't all there. I know he wasn't all there. He wasn't present. He went to Israel in September, and I met him there. He was his usual selfish self, but it just felt like there was something, this is gonna be her last hurrah, and she'll have this to remember me by kind of shit. And then he said he wants to move to Israel. And I said, well, that's fine, And he says, yeah, but I want to have a kid. And I'm like, well, we can adopt somebody. He's like, no, I'm going to go to Israel and I'm going to find somebody to have a kid with and I'm going to move there. He says, but I'll be here half the time, and we can still be married. And I'm like, I swear he was checking out being married in 2 countries. He says, I'm going to see if I can find somebody to have a kid with me. And if I can't, I'll come back. And if I can, or if I can, I'll tell you when I'm coming back, kind of thing. I just was at wit's end. This is my best friend, because we decided not to talk this whole time while he's fishing for. And then he went off to Israel for February, March, April, for 3 months. And my dad was dying at the time. You're not going to show me drinking, are you? Please. And then he came back. He's always the last one off the plane. So meanwhile, I'm waiting 5 months to see if my marriage is still on. And he said, we got home and we talked. He said, I have a girlfriend and she thinks she's pregnant. And I'm gonna go live with her. And he wrote me a letter and I ripped it up, and this wrong letter. And he started crying because I don't know if it was because of the letter. I don't know why he was crying. That was the worst breakup, and I have not seen him since. I really do not want to run into him in Israel unless he's really fat and really unhappy.
What do you think you learned from this?
I don't think I would ever get married again. No.